week of practice. I think the kids are ready to roll. We talked the other day about Delaware being a good football team will come in ready to play. So our guys got to be ready to go mentally and physically, which I anticipate they will be. We'll see a lot of different stuff that I don't think we've seen in the past, offensively and defensively. So we're prepared for a lot of things, prepared for tricks and anything you can possibly imagine. Prepared for Pitt special on the other side. So it should be good. Questions?
How big of an impact has Kylan Johnson had on your defense this year?
What kind of impact?
Yeah, how big of an impact?
Obviously, a big impact. He's started every game. Coming into this weekend, he'll start again this weekend. So, he's been a big impact, and it's kind of what we thought when we watched the little tape that we had from a year ago, just fitting into what we want. It all comes down to fit. I just thought the speed he had, and if we turn him loose and not let him shuffle around, that he was going to be something special. He has to this point.
And after going so long without a turnover, you guys get 2 takeaways against UCF. You hope that those two, you guys can kind of build on that and get that continuing, essentially.
And again, I think they're just like sacks. They come in groves at times, and sometimes you go into a little drought. We expect that. We expect it to keep happening. But you never know. You go into another drought again. So, you take what they give you. Kids have tried to get them. The ball's been on the ground, whether it's Phil Campbell with a quarterback hit, and the ball just doesn't bounce sometimes your way. I've been there as a defensive coordinator where you I don't think you can go look and say, what are you guys doing? It just doesn't happen sometimes. So you can't force it. Just keep coaching it.
How would you assess your defense through 4 games as a whole? And I guess, a lot of fans at least think that, hey, this could be the best defense of the Pat Narduzzi era. Do you think that that's possible at this point?
After game 4, I'd say no. We still got a ways to go. We'll find out where we finish. I think that's when you grade a defense or an offense or a special teams unit. But it's crazy to wonder where you'd be if Keyshawn Camp and Weaver out there. You can always God, you wonder. But they're playing hard. We can still do a lot of things better. I can tell you that. We're by no means as coaches and players perfect. So we're looking for that perfection, and we could be a lot better. Giving up big runs 2 weeks ago. There's still things that we can be better at.
Talking about you said earlier about playing a smaller school plays a bigger school. The gadget plays. Do you see that a lot? Do they go out of what they normally would do, these small schools, when they're trying to win a game?
Yeah, Rich. I think they certainly do. They're going to do whatever it takes. They're not coming in here, just for a payday and wanting to get whooped. They're coming. They'll be ready to go. Our kids know that. They'll do whatever it takes. They got nothing to lose. I think that's if we had to go play the Pittsburgh Steelers, and we're going to do some stuff, not that we're the Pittsburgh Steelers, but they're going to do whatever. They'll have fake punts. They'll have fake field goals. We got to look for it and be prepared for everything, I think. And I know Bill Cubit better than Coach Ambrose there, and I just have seen, like I said, I've gone through. 2013, they only had 47 plays on offense. It was quite a few 3-and-outs, but more than half of the game was stuff that we did not even prepare for. So I told the defense, you're going to have half the stuff that you didn't even see on tape that you're going to have to prepare for, and that's just the way it's going to be. And that was Pitt. That was Michigan State versus Illinois. What's it going to be? Pitt, Delaware. And I think that's if they're and I think they ran everything one time. There wasn't many repeats of plays. They would do it once, and then they know we're going to talk about it on the sideline, and they don't repeat it again. So those are things we've got to be prepared for, which is hard to prepare for. You're preparing for the unknown.
If at some point the ACC goes with 8 or 9 games, do you think the FCS games will start to disappear?
Yeah, they will certainly disappear, which is not a good thing. I think that's a bad thing for college football overall. I think Delaware enjoys coming up here and having their kids get up for that game. I think it's something that's good for college football, and I think it's a good way to start the season off as opposed to the 4th game of season 2.
Would you assess the progression of your offensive line from week 1 to now?
Jeff, it's I think it's made improvements. But week by week it depends on who you play, what that front 7. You can say, hey, we ran the ball better against UCF. Well, maybe their front 7 wasn't what Penn State's was. Maybe their strength was their secondary. So, we just worry about it 1 week at a time, but I think they're getting better. The protection's been good. Kenny's got confidence in the protection now when you think about that, and then we'll just continue to progress at the run game. I think it'll get better every week.
Is this a game where you can kind of look back at what you've done through the first few weeks and said, like, oh, I really wish we would have gotten so-and-so the ball more, or this guy maybe didn't get as much playing time as we thought he was going to get when we came into the season, and try to push some of those things along in a game like this?
Why? Not really. I mean, we're not looking at, hey, get, Johnson more reps. I mean, it's, you earn your reps. We're looking to play the best players we've got and go out and make plays. And then, it's the next man up. Next man's got to go up and he gets a chance to play. But we're not looking to, hey, you get a little bit over here and then, you can have some over here. We're looking to play football and win football games. We're not looking at, who gets this amount of reps. You earn your reps.
So I'm not getting reps anymore.
No, 0. I haven't seen your practice yet. You haven't been to practice all year. I mean, get you some pads and we'll find out.
Your sack total is pretty impressive, but I don't think, I could be wrong. You're not blitzing all that much, are you?
A little bit.
More than I think.
More than you think, I guess. Yeah, I mean, we've blitzed quite a bit. I mean, we've got a lot of third down sacks. Maybe not in our normal downs, but we've got some good 4-man pressure. I haven't added it up. Like I said, I don't even know how many we've got. But, at the end of the year, we'll kind of say, hey, how many 4-man sacks do we have? How many 5-man? How many 6-man? But it seems like on third down, people have struggled to protect against our nickel stuff.
When Rashad got hurt, did you think that Jalen and Deslin and Patrick Jones could fill in like they have filled in?
Well, I knew, Jalen was not going to fill in.
I mean, just to get the pressure.
Yeah. He did. You don't know. But Twyman's been who Twyman is. He doesn't surprise me a lick. He's playing like that number 1 guy inside, regardless of age. But those guys have. Did I expect it? Yes, that's what we expect them. But we've expected it before and didn't get it. So it's a pleasant surprise when guys are making plays and they think they can get sacks and they're telling me, Coach, I'm getting a sack. Like John Morgan said, Coach, I'm getting a sack Saturday. So we'll find out. I want to see John Morgan get a sack. I don't think, does he have one yet? But he says, I'm getting a sack this week. And so he's had the 3 best days of practice he's had, and that's what we're looking for. So we're looking for guys to get better every day. And I'm looking forward to seeing John Morgan do something Saturday. It'll be fun.
I mean, when you talk about teams not having success against you on third down, are you seeing it more where guys are just winning their battles, like one-on-one battles, or is it sort of like scheme things where you're confusing them, they don't know what's coming?
I didn't say nobody's moving the ball on third down. I guess let's not twist that one. I just said we're getting some sacks on third down, and we're pressuring people. But I think it's a little bit of both. I mean, I think if it's all scheme, you're gonna lose the scheme battle sometimes as far as where the protection slid. I mean, a lot of times we're blitzing the back. You'll see that on tape, and if back slides and goes the other way, you lose sometimes. So you lose some of those battles. Sometimes you just straight call it and you don't care which side the back is. So there's some you're going to win. So schematically, if you can get it perfect as a coach, that's great. If you can't, then someone's got to make a play and someone's got to get off the block. But we've had a little bit of both. We've had guys, get off the blocks and go.
Now, when you have a kicker that's struggling, what can you do during the week to help him out, or is there anything really?
He's not. He was struggling. He's not struggling anymore. Okay, so that was in the past. We're in the future, Jeff. So he's no longer struggling. We're going to have a great week, and we expect Kesselman. It's just like any other position. Whether you're struggling at quarterback, you're struggling at D tackle, you're struggling at corner. Making a play on a deep ball. It's no different. Except that guy's all the spotlight's on that. No one looks at the hold or did he kick the laces, any of those other things, and did the holder have to twist the ball? I mean, there's just so many things that go into that, the details of that. And how many guys in here are good golfers? Okay, 1. I mean, so have you ever had a bad day golfing? And it's very similar to the golf game. But I anticipate that we just got to keep analyzing it, find out what he's doing, and try to fix what he's doing. And that's our job as coaches. So if he doesn't get it done, it ain't just him. It's me. It's our entire staff not getting it done. But I think we've hit on some things that I feel confident that we can fix it.
Hey Pat, I got a
But you can fix you can go see the golf pro, and you can go get your swing fixed, but it might take you a couple weeks too. But I anticipate it being right.
I've always tried to use that as an analogy. If I'm not putting well, and I'm shot in the head, is that similar to what kickers?
Yeah, similar to a quarterback, it's similar to a running back that, you know, doesn't make the right cuts. It's similar to a DB if you don't, you know, play the ball over your head. I mean, it's half mental, it's half physical, period. And it's not all physical.
Danny, you had a question? Yeah, Pat, tell me why now you've decided
allowed to ask questions?
Yeah, you know that. You're starting to have packages for Nick Patty in the game.
You know, Nick has shown, you know, the ability to make plays, and we'd like to get Nick on the field more this weekend. We got a lot of faith in Nick Patty, so, you know, guess we'll stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Have you made a decision about Vincent Davis playing the 5th game?
Yeah, he's going to play 5th game eventually, for sure. Maybe a 6th. You know, this freshman class is pretty talented, and we're not holding back. I'm not really worried about the 4 games. If a guy can help us, and we'd like to get him on the field and let him go. I mean, there's some of those young freshmen that are taking advantage of running down on a kickoff and being on a punt team, and doesn't matter what, they're anxious and they're willing, and I think we go and play the best players we've got. And you try to keep guys fresh. I mean, the offense played 94 plays last week. I mean, you know, it's like eventually you get worn out. So when we're playing that many plays, we expected the defense to play 90, and they didn't. That's because they got 5 3-and-outs, and they didn't, you know, do it to themselves. So we just got to take care of our players, and, you know, high reps equal, you know, problems.
Changing your holder this week?
Why?
I don't know.
You assuming there's a holding problem?
I just thought I'd ask. You seem pretty sure that the kicking's gonna get better. Like, you had something in mind, that's something specific. I'm not expecting you to tell me what
No,
it
we're
is.
not. We're not changing the holder. Kirk's doing a pretty good
Right.
job, I think. We're not changing them.